No negotiation, no compromise. All we want is Biafra. Our self-determination, they call it hate speech. We want referendum, they come for war. Our lives are not safe in Nigeria. Spilling our blood for no just cause. Biafran self-determination, they call it hate speech. We want referendum, they come for war. Killing my people like Christmas go to. No more do election in Biafra land. So we are crying, let us go to return. Then Yamaga Mesha have expired. We are tired of your soup. Intimidation is too much to return. Then incarceration is too much. Whenever wicked ones from Biafra land, they impose on us to be a leader. Killing and wasting innocent life, we can't take it anymore. Yeah, whenever wicked ones from Biafra land, they impose on us to be a leader. Killing and wasting innocent life, we can't take it anymore. If you pretend, you must let us go to return. To return, to return, your Magamesha have expired. Remember Biafra genocide. To return, to return, to return. The Zuriba massacre, we are tired of your suit. Biafra freedom is not a crime. We must restore our papa's land. We can't take this torture anymore. Biafra is last hope for black race. Biafra freedom is not a crime. We must restore our mother's land. We can't take this torture anymore. Biafra is last hope for black race. We are dying every day to return. To return, intimidation is too much. Remember Biafra genocide. To return, to return, to return. Oh, we are tired of your zoo. If they are the one, their Sharia land. Give Oduduwa their father's land. Give my people blessed land of Biafra. Stop the looming war in Nigeria. Give the Arewa their Sharia land. Give Oduduwa their father's land. Give my people blessed land of Biafra. Avoid the looming war in Nigeria. You will respect our rights. To return, Yamaga Mesha have expired. We are tired of your suit. Intimidation is too much. To return, to return, to return. Incarceration is too much. We must go, we must go. United Nations, that's not justification. It is corruption. What's in our nation in the spy amalgamation. We get corruption. You must let Biafrans go. If you pretend, you must let us go. Your amalgamation have expired. Incarceration is too much. To return, intimidation is too much. Humiliation is too much. Persecution is too much. Remember the genocide. The Zuriba massacre. Remember Mpo massacre. Remember Mpo massacre. I get pussy by me python dance. Peter, you must let us go. Still only probity. Free Biafra. Free Ambazonia. Justice for Africa.
Yes, once again, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, men and women of goodwill, conscientious people, wherever you are all over the world, I will say good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and to some of you, good night, depending on your time zone. This is Radio Biafra Extra. We are streaming live through Radio Biafra London. Radio Biafra London is being anchored by the deputy leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. His name is Mazi Uche Ukafo Mefo. He is from Abatete. Abatete is in Anambra State. And Anambra State is Biafra land. He's the man who have assured us that he will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption. This is one truth most of us will not be able to comprehend. But then, the truth remains the way it is. Mazi Uche Ukafo Mefo, of course, is standing on the deputizing capacity on behalf of our Supreme Leader, Mazen Nandi Okukano, the Prince of Afari Beku, heir to the throne of Ibeku Kingdom, the one and the only man who stood up to speak for the collective interests of the Biafran people for almost 60 years now. He is from Abatete, sorry, I beg your pardon, he is from Afari Beku. Afari Beku is in Umuahia. Umuahia is in Abia State, and Abia State is Biafra land. And by the special grace of Chukwuki Kabiama, I remain George Onyibe. I am from Abo. Abo is in Delta State. And Delta State is Biafra land. We must give thanks and praise to the Almighty Creator, Chukwuki Kabiama, the one who sits in heaven and presides over the affair of man, for he is the one who has set our feet upon this path that we must follow. Our deputy will always say the journey will be convoluted. Very hard one indeed. But in the end, we will be here. It really doesn't matter. For our heart is ready. Anything that happens to a man is equal to a man. Anything that happens to a man is equal to a man. We are equal to the task, believe me. And then we give thanks and praises to the Creator. But without wasting much of our time on this segment, we look at our team remain back to your root. This is one truth that has eluded most of us because you don't believe your ancestors have anything good to offer. You just think they are evil. And the moment most of you hear back to your root, you don't want to hear it. You want to become America, Chinese man, Malaysia man, Indian man, but you will never be. You don't need to allow inferiority complex destroy you because in the first place, you never had the right, the privilege to choose. This was a divine providence led for God alone. Nobody did. The Caucasian man did not choose to be Caucasian, but they can choose to hate you. It's entirely their business. The Indian man today who want to oppress the black man should understand that it was not their technology that made them who they are. What they do with who they are is entirely up to them. The Chinese man, the British man, the Arabian man, you see them all over the world. They want you to feel inferior as a black man. Always remind them, it was not in their place. They didn't have what it takes to do what they are doing, to become who they are. Based on what the level of damage inferiority complex has caused for all of us, most of us would have chosen to become a Europe man, a British man, even though you know that British is the real terrorists that terrorize Africa among other terrorist nations who call themselves colonial master before now. I hardly hear that name on the global scene. If I had the privilege, based on information at my disposal, and maybe I would have asked God, maybe let's assume God say, where do you want to come from? And I would say, God, with what I know before now, I would say, God, I want to come from America. But I'm happy he never asked me that question. But if he does ask me today, I will still come from Biafra land. I will not come from anywhere. With what I know today, If God recreate me 100 times, I shall be a Biafran that 100 times. And what we are doing here today, in 100 lifetime, we will repeat the same thing. For men and women who are insincere and greed across the globe, believe they can turn their next neighbor to beast of burden. But it won't be this way always. Things will have to change. And of course, we have to go back to our root to enable us reevaluate our stand before the global community, and for every black man alive today to begin to ask them a certain question: what crime exactly have we done to find ourselves where we are today? One of the most crime or heinous crime against the black race committed by black man is the sin of perseverance, the sin of ignorance, the sin of indulgence, and above all, the sin of self-hate. You never love yourself. You never see any good in yourself. And then we at the end of the day, do not have the moral right to condemn anybody for what they do to us. But that is not us. That could be the generation before us. That is not us. That could be that American black man there. It could be that Indian black man there. It could be that African black man there. It could be that Asian, Malaysian, Australian black man there. But not Biafrans. For in the end, we know the truth. And so, if we fail to go back to our root, you never know the misery that lies ahead of us. For the dilemma situation we find ourselves, it looks impossible for us to deliver ourselves because we have failed to embrace who we are. This is a decision we didn't make. And certainly we are not going to apologize for who we are. And we had no intention of blaming the Creator for making us who we are. Just because somebody wants to see you lower than an animal, even when they know they are the real animal. We're going to move on, man. Our team, remain back to your root. And on this series, we have been looking at some of the hindrance. How do I put this grammar? Some of the hindrance, obstacle, some of the hindering blocks in our way of life. Some of the obstacle in our way of life. The stumbling block in our way of life. This is the third series of it. There are a lot of obstacles in our way, which at the end of the day, hinder us, become a stumbling block in our way to progress. And it is important we know all of them. We have looked at these structural hindering blocks. We have also considered the second aspect of it, which is I studied yesterday. And today, we shall move on to the third aspect of it, which is a political stumbling block. We have studied structural development, how it affects us negatively. Yesterday, we looked at economic structure of our people and how it affects us negatively today. And today, we are going to look at political structure of our people, home and abroad, and the hindering block they push on our way. Now they are spending money, billions upon billions, sometimes US dollars, sometimes British pounds, to deceive you again. It has started. They told you they've given them 10 million or is it billion naira to go and renovate the Enugu airport. And they are telling you Enugu airport will not be open till December, not even in December, maybe somewhere December next year. But we understand this game. A lot of them have been contracted. That 10 million or 10 billion is actually given to those groups who went to see Jubri. They have finalized the agreement and say, go and share it. So somewhere in Enugu, they are giving you 10,000 naira that Jubri want to be paying you. They lie to you. 10 million naira is working. 10 billion naira is working. They are going to do everything. They are going to raise up campaign. They are going to, the Yorubas are standing by already. They will do a lot of things. These are politics. But you can't see it. They are going to share money. They know how to distract you. We shall get there later. But considering what we are saying, they will deceive you again. Igbo presidency, Igbo presidency, Igbo presidency, Igbo presidency, Igbo presidency. These are politics. And now IPOB have stood against Igbo presidency. Understand the time has just started counting. The real politicians are going to shift their ground. And soon you begin to hear Niger Delta presidency, Niger Delta presidency. Online today, I see somebody wrote and said, and people should be careful of rhino or mockery. And he mentioned Ifanyoba. And somebody said, you are evil, you are evil. Honestly, I don't trust my father when it comes to Nigerian politics. I don't trust anybody. So if I don't trust my father, are you the one I'm going to trust? And then you should be very hopeless and stupid to think I can trust you. Politics in Africa is a dirty game. It can turn a father against a son. It can turn a daughter against a mother. It turn community against community. A people against people. This is politics in Africa. I can confidently tell you the only people who operate or play politics in a clear term in the whole global community is the Israeli. They're sincere to themselves. And now coming back to where we were before, I digress. You can't trust any of them because once you see anybody from Nigeria, all of a sudden fighting for the interest of Nigerian people, my brother, shine your eye. They want to win your love. They want to get your attention. Many people have robbed IPOB today. IPOB may not come out confidently to tell you about these people, but we know how it works. Many of them has come in disguise. And for the good people we embrace them. But it's almost too late before you know who they are. If we fail to learn at this stage, and then may God have mercy upon us. Every one of us who are suspect. We can only pray for the Creator to review the evil ones among us. But you are trusting anybody. No be today we begin to hear grammar now. Oh, Telishi Rimpoko. Don't let them deceive you. Very soon now, when Igbo presidency is not working, certainly it won't work. You will hear Niger Delta presidency. And then it will open door for somebody from Ikuri to come out in the public and tell the whole world, I am not Igbo. That is politics. Money is talking. This kind of politics is what makes somebody like Elichi Martin to tell you that Ikure people migrated from Benin. And then if you give them time again, another criminal will collect money and tell you that Ikure people migrated from Ife. But I do not blame them. I cannot blame Niger Delta. When I mean Niger Delta, I cannot blame a young man, Akwa Ibom man, because if somebody is speaking Igbo and claiming to be intellectual and wise, he's Igbo man in River State, he's Igbo man in Cross River State, he's Igbo man in Delta State, he's Igbo man in partly Bayelsa State, he's Igbo man in Benue State, he's Igbo man in Edo State, and he tells you, I'm not Igbo man, God forbid, I reject it. I can only weep. And I will understand what these people can do to us. But we must continue so we understand. They can give you beautiful definition for politics. That is the encyclopedia search engine. But when it comes to the African setting, we all know that politics is a dirty game. And this is a politics that no right moral human being can get involved. Christians and Africans have been relegated to the background politically because the dirty game they play in politics cannot create an enabling environment for them to function. As a result, they suffered, Christians suffer. But we got to a stage, Christians say, let's get involved in politics. And I would say the first experimental Christian who has gotten involved in politics openly is Osibanjo, the vice president of Nigeria, who is watching a Sudanese man, imposter in Aso Rock, he will never see. He will be murdered. He's a Redeemed Christian Church pastor. He's a reverend, a professor of law. Before him, he see an imposter. A very young boy, Jubri from Sudan, claiming to be Buhari, who was old and racketed and ruggeded, who went to Britain and they were trying to work his dementia, sickness, mental delusion, mental sickness. And when the British doctors were trying to correct some of the cancer in his brain, they cut off the wire that connects from his brain to his tongue that enabled him to speak Fufude. The Buhari in Aso Rock cannot speak Fufude, the very dialect of Daura where he comes from. And a pastor is watching him and will never say anything. You see why we say politics is a dirty game in Nigeria. And so when it comes to the issue of politics, we have an issue as a people. Remember, we are going back to our root. And it is very important every one of us understand what is at stake. There is no better way to explain this issue of politics, but let's follow them sequentially. The Yoruba political structure. The Yoruba have been the master of politics as far as I can tell. And of course, you know what politics mean in the context of Africa. The Yoruba are very good politicians. To be a good politician, you must be a 419. You must be a fraudulent individual. Deception must be embedded in your DNA. And I give it to Yoruba people. They are the best politicians in the world. Or let's not go to the world. The Yoruba are the best politicians in Nigeria. Yoruba control APC as well as PDP. Yoruba control Christian politicians as well as Muslim politicians. They are chameleon. They change all of a sudden. They know this game of politics. They control APC. Anybody, anywhere in Biafra land, canvassing for APC, you're actually doing the bidding of the Yoruba. Forget about that the ruling government is PDP, but we will come to that. I mean, the ruling government of the day is APC, but APC belong to the Yorubas. Awusa Fulani played politics. That is why even on the platform of the Yoruba political forum, they rule Nigeria. So don't make mistake about it. APC is Yoruba platform. Tinubu is so disappointed because Buhari died. And Abakiare, Kwankwaso, El-Rufai, and other terrorists with British government took over APC from Yoruba, and this is what it has become. Yoruba in their life play politics in everything. In the church, they play politics. Tradition, they play politics. There is no way. Without politics, there is no Yoruba person. I said, they are the best politicians when it comes to the context of Africa. And so we go to the Arewa nation. When you look at their own political structure, they have only one agenda. They don't even play politics. Their own politics is just one way. Unlike the Yoruba, the Arewa politicians will not negotiate with anybody like the Yoruba. Yoruba is 10%. That is why even though Yoruba have APC, with 10% of vice president, they gave it for Yoruba, for the Fulani. The Fulani own PDP. The only agenda is to kill you to remain in power. That is why when I see people saying, let's vote PDP, let's vote APC, I don't blame you, because the same people who were in PDP are the same people who metamorphosed to APC. But the Fulani must remain in power by all means, at all costs. And so their own politics is to give Yoruba 10% and operate on their platform or kill everybody and hijack over the power. Why? Because British government is there to give them every necessary support in terms of media coverage and otherwise. It was the experience or expense of politics that enabled us, or rather, let me rephrase it. When you come to the Biafran setting, this is what you get. The Biafran politicians or the Biafran mindset for politics, our ancestors has nothing to do with politics. As Biafrans, we don't play politics. And it is because we don't play politics, that is why, number one, we cannot manage Abga. When Ojukwu came back from exile and came back home, and they deceive him the same way they will deceive many of you. The same way they are deceiving in Nayangodu, Iwanyango, Ifanyoba, and the rest of them, thinking that they are going to be Igbo presidency. Don't you know the meaning of your Naira? That Naira they gave to you in Abuja was to bury you down in more shame and disgrace. Never allow Igbo to rule again. That is what Britain told them. So stop fooling yourself. Our fathers never played politics. That is the reason why, number one, it was not easy for them to conquer us. The colonial terrorist invaders couldn't conquer Biafra land. We gave them tough time. And that is the tough time they are giving to us. But don't worry, it's a matter of time. Our fathers, ancestors did not play politics. That is why today, almost pole to pole in Biafra land are different languages, different dialects. But yet, they had no issue, communal crisis till today. Immediately after the war, Gowon divided Biafra land, butcher Biafra land, the way it is today. But before they butcher Biafra land, we never had governor. One single person rule everybody because we don't play politics. We know the truth and the truth prevails. River State is safe today because River State stopped playing politics with their people and faced the reality. Chibike Amechi was used to play politics against Odele. He almost won. And then they play politics with Omeha. And Chibike ran. And then the Fulani empowered Chibike and brought him down. I mean, Chibike, yes. And by Wike, he came back and took over. And when they saw Wike, they used Amechi to play politics against Wike. And if they want to deal with Wike, they will go to Wike family and raise somebody else to deal with Wike. That is the politics they play. This is not the way of our ancestors. That is why no Ijaw man can tell me that before the Biafran war, that Igbo man did them anything. No Agbo man can tell me that before the Biafran war, that Igbo man did anything to them. No Akwa Ibom man, no Ogoja man, no Obobura man can tell me Igbo man did anything to you. But the politics started after the war. They told you what they told you, and you behave the way you behave. This is politics. So our ancestors never play politics. And then I send it to you, all of you everywhere playing politics. You will only murder the next generation. We will not allow you to do that. When Ojukwu came back, those of you rally around Ojukwu and you deceived him. He allowed himself to be deceived. And what did you tell Ojukwu? Nkanye bunkanye, hero bie. Let us open our own political party. They give it Abuga. They gave it a symbol of kokoroko, fowl. That is its morning. Because Ojukwu like to tell the enemy of their enemy. He always tried to he loved telling them good morning. He said it to Ogoni. He did the same thing in Abua. Everywhere he went to, he told them good morning. You deceive Ojukwu. All of you who deceive Ojukwu, some of you are still alive. We know you. You deceive Ojukwu. Open Abga. Nkanye bunkanye. Through Abga, we will take over political arena. We are not politicians. Ojukwu fell for it. Even in Abga, Ojukwu cannot win in Anambra State. Nnewi people didn't vote for him. Are you telling me Nnewi people hate Ojukwu? God them no. But Nnewi people are not politicians. No Biafran is a politician. But those who own politics, the Arewa nation and Oduduwa nation, They played their politics well. Today, if you are a Biafran and you are in Abga, how many states does Abga control in Biafra land? You will understand. The whole of Biafra land. I think it's only Anambra, or is it Imo, that Abga is there. I thought it's Ojuku party. Look at Alex Oti, being one of the finest man Biafrans has ever known. Even on the platform of Abga, he's going to die without being anybody, except he go and play politics. I thought Ojuku Abga, we can get it. The same way most of you are rendering our leader. Oh, let's go to politics. And then we are not politicians. Our father never played politics because they know it was evil to play politics with the life of another. They had a structure in place already that makes you know your position. We don't do election who will be the daddy of a family. There are rules there that tells you you are daddy. You are Mazi. There are rules there, placed there by our ancestors. You don't play politics. Today we play politics over who will be the next monarch. It was not like that before now. And so trying to play politics is trying to compromise the very foundation of your people. And the only thing that will ensure our survival is total dismembering of Nigeria. No politics. We are not politicians. And so the Yoruba own APC, the Fulani own PDP. Please, which one do we have? Abuga. Kende Bonde Abuga. Who is the Abuga? You see, we are not politicians. We are not politicians. And forcing ourselves to become politically correct, forcing ourselves trying to be politicians, it is what has led us to where we are. Stop doing this. Go back to the way of your ancestors, because come to look at it. In the absence of politics, talking about us as a people, we can't even win election. Because considering the fraudulent rigged census election by British government, you can't win election. Forget about that, the Igbos alone have more population than the whole of Nigeria. You still cannot win election because according to division, you cannot win election. You are not a politician. That is why Bayelsa is one of the states that produce the resources that run Nigeria. But Bayelsa have only 1/8 local government area. And then there is somewhere in Sokoto and Gwangwarada, they have 300 local government. And when they steal money from Bayelsa, they give all the money, more than 70%, to Gwangwarada and Sokoto. But Bayelsa will be speaking English and playing politics. Don't you understand we are not politicians? And so anybody telling you, let's go involved in politics, no. The politics that held us down is more than what you can imagine. Our ancestors never played politics. And if you think we will play politics and survive in Nigeria, then you lie. What we are supposed to do, what are we supposed to do then? We must go back to the non-political society that our father practiced. This will create an enable environment for mutual understanding for us as a people to continue. I must tell you, for us to create this playing field, it may not be easy for us as a group of people, because everything about us as a people, they have divided us. They've broken everything that held us together. And that is why Chini Achebe said things fall apart. And the center can no longer hold. There is no amount of politics we are going to pray. If we like, we can go and import people to help us vote. We will never win. It is not our style. We do not play politics with our people. We do not play politics with our life. We do not play politics with our health. But so if you are playing politics today, on the expense of our people, you miss it all. And so I call upon you, Biafrans. I call upon you, Biafrans, and that is if you are one. Please, it is time to go back to a non-political society. And a non-political society simply means the total dismemberment of Nigeria. A country where we know a way of accepting or choosing leaders. That way that cannot be compromised. That way that cannot be altered. That way that cannot be changed. I'll be back in a minute.
United Nations, you gave us law of self-determination. We followed your principles in freedom fighting. But why does the life of a black man doesn't matter to you all? Biafrans are being massacred in large quantities. Instead of getting help from you people, you got us shooting.
This is the story of Biafrans who died on the road of freedom.
This is the story of the motherless searching for a lovely home.
They were shot by the military. No one knew about it all tonight.
A painful history, living a life of misery.
United Nations, why did you let the children die? United Nations, why did you let the children cry? United Nations, why did you let the Africans fall? United Nations, why did you let the children fall? Did you let the children
You still refuse.
fall? Did you let the children fall?
We are known for being blunt about the truth. Federal and world bodies can't even deny this obvious proof that these kids were starved to death. None of them were left. Together we stand against this ruthlessness.
You made us believe in you, you gave us your word, and now they are killing us and stealing our
All
blood.
the pains and misery, we've had enough. We've had enough. UN and the USA stand up for us. We've had enough.
We have been mourning our ruin in all the zones. Since the questions of those great nations, we still haven't grown. We cannot second the stops. Yes, we need to go back to our home. Yeah, our home.
What have we done? That is a missing human treatment. What is a crime? That that's not letting our environment. Biafrans are suffering every day. What more can we say if that's the price that we must pay? We must pay.
And I'm so disappointed in USA, UN, and the government. That's why I say
United Nations, why did you let the children die? United Nations, why did you let the children cry? United Nations, why did you let...
Yes, of course, don't let anybody deceive you. We are not politicians. We don't play politics with the next generation. That is why the agenda of IPOB has remained stable, rigid. Freedom, 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 nothing more, nothing less. And so when you are playing politics, this is not the way of our ancestors. Let us stop playing this Nigerian dirty politics. Our lines are open at this moment. You're free to call in. Of course, it's going to be temporarily, and then we'll continue from there. Our WhatsApp line remains 070-815-45642. 070-815-45642. The special number for the female is 081-288-58614. I beg your pardon. Our direct line is 081-221-52971. 081-221-52971. And special number for the female is 081-288-58614. 081-288-58614 is the special number for the female. Call on WhatsApp. Are you there? Call on WhatsApp.
Hello, Mazi George. Good evening.
Good evening from here.
Hello, Mazi.
Bonjour, mademoiselle.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Je suis monsieur.
Merci beaucoup.
I am a man.
I won't speak French. I won't speak French now. You know, won't speak. Oh, that one are for me. Aujourd'hui, Nigeria. Go ahead, please, my brother. We don't play politics. Our fathers never play politics. Anybody
Thank you
playing
very
politics
much.
with us, they don't know
At
what is
all.
coming from there. Go ahead, please, my brother.
At all. Thank you very much, Mazi. Thank you for this very topic you just raised this evening. My name remains Mazi Manuel Ezuma. I'm calling from Paris here. I come from Ndiejezie. Ndiejezie is in Arondi Zog. Arondi Zog is in Imo province. Mazi, thank you very much. You see, for example, just what you just said now, you know, if you look at some of our people, you see that the perception they have towards indigenous IPOB is like some maybe thinking, this is a political this is a political that. But the reason why, had it been that IPOB is now sharing money, you will see many will just pretend to run to come and join. But once we are talking of freedom fighter, they do not understand the meaning of that. Some of them, the real Biafrans have understood, and they are now waking up. Mazi, if you look at this thing that happened in Onitsha province, Mazi, you will finally discover that we Biafrans, we are on our own. We don't have anything called government. What we have there is just group of criminals who just selected themselves, and in Biafra land, I discovered one thing. Last time I went home, happened that one of my friends lost his mother, and it happened that my friend, his junior brother is he was into politics, and what happened the day of the burial, we saw the guy, the junior brother of my friend, big brother, his junior brother just printed his own photo beside his own mother, the mother's picture too. So when the people, our people, when they were coming for the burial, they say many of them never understood. They thought that it's two people that they were burying, not knowing that the person that died is the mother, and the boy want to use the burial of the mother to do politics too. He was inviting the politicians to come and spread money. You see, so you see that this thing that happened in Anambra, Onitsha province, majority of them will now be, going there not to go and help, not to go and see the pains what our people pass through there. They will be going there to just spread money, promise them heaven and earth, tell them all manner of lies. And after that, our people will start hailing them, and after hailing them, they will just go, and the problem will still remain there. So I want our people to know that all these people that has been deceiving them in our land has been contracted by Hausa Fulani and the British government and the world. Because, my brother, we are not calling only British government. The world are behind what is going on in our land, the whole world, even United Nations. Forget that they are pretending. All of them, European Union, all of them, we are accusing them directly, unless they say otherwise, unless they prove to us that they are not involved. If they say that they are not involved, let them do the needful. Why is it that whenever it comes to the issue that concerns Biafra, all of them, you will see all of them they will go mute? What is going on? And the Biafrans in Nigeria, in that zoo called Nigeria, are now doing the work of Gowon. You know, Gowon said that had he know that Biafrans are so desperate or love money, that he would have given them, spread money and say, go and fight Ojukwu for me. This is exactly what is going on now. They are using it to deceive our people, some of them. But thank God that Radio Biafra is here. Thank God that Mazen Namdekan is here. Thank God that Chukwu Okike Abiama has put in his word in the mouth of our leader to speak the truth, and the people are hearing the truth. Maze, we are not playing politics here. We are not anything that concerning Nigeria Zoo, federal terrorist government of Nigeria. We are not playing, we are not there. Anybody that is talking of politics during the 2019, 2030, 2040, we are not there. We are not interested. War is going on in our land. They are killing us. We need to do something. And that I know very soon we shall see. Thank you very much, Mazi George Onyibe. It shall be well with you. It shall be well with your family, especially your wife, who she has sacrificed enough by, allowing you to serve your own nation. Mazi, what we are doing, we echo for eternity. It shall be well with you. Ndewo, Mazi.
Ndewo, we must continue. Our people stop playing politics with our life because our fathers, ancestors did not do that. Are you there, caller on the line? Of course, we lost that caller. Caller on the line, can you hear me?
I'm hearing you, sir.
Go ahead. Good evening from here.
Okay, I'm holding on.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, I want to thank you for what you are doing for us. I want to thank you for the tenaciously you are in the issues of Biafrans and but I want to thank you, Mazen Nandekalo, for so far tenaciously he is by keeping the IPOB the way it is today. I want to stole him for the mother he left, the mother that just died, the mother of Biafra. So my brother, this is my first time of calling the Radio Biafra. Are you hearing me?
Go ahead, please. The world is listening. Go ahead, please.
This is my first time to call Radio Biafra. This is my first caller. Hello.
Do you want me to be interrupting you? I understand it's your first time to call. Just be saying what you have to say. The whole world is listening to you. Do not lose the confidence in yourself that nobody is hearing you. Okay? Thank you very much, the first caller. We must continue. Are you there, caller on the line?
Yes, sir.
Good evening from Ndewo. Ndewo. Go ahead, please.
Because I'm Onyibe. Am I permitted?
Go ahead, please.
Because Otego came to the man here, but the hope here, but this politics is indeed Bonazo. One year, okay. You go to zoo. Where corner? I told me Gawachani who you told the movie because only in the Bible to have Ubi Kelo Monama. Onye Monama, Nandi Bola, Onye Monama, Ugani Meme, Timbucha. Agamas, yes, Ubi Kelaya. Na Biafra Kemba, I was landed in Nanya, only Biafra Kemba. We take one of Mekwani Alas. Okay, Mekwana Alas. Abaya from Broma. We had a Witembona, who did the honor the Indian driver, within the Kaiji Wataya.
ọ na-agba anya mmiri mana otu ọbụla ọ masịrị ha mee time abụ na Biafra ga-abịarịrị ha laikiri ya wụ ma ha laikiri ya ma ndị Igbo anyị ma ndị anyị na ha so ma ha laikiri ya ma ha laikiri ya anyị ga-enwetarịrị Biafra. M ga na-akpọkwa ya na-ekwukwa ya n'ihi na o jule mmadụ niile anya. Anyị ma na ụfọdụ iwu ndị dupụta m dufudu nchọ ha dupụta gị emelata ha atụgharị ebe anara ha ego. Nchọkụ n'ime ka e mara nata na ọwụ naanị mmadụ dịka Uche Mefọ ma ọ ga-abụ our leader Nnamdi Kanu bụ ndị nwere ụdị obi a. O nwere ndị ọzọ nọkwa behind ndị nwere obi a ndị si ọmasị gburu elu biri ala bunye ha na ha achọghị ya na ha nọkwa na nga ha nọ. Hello.
Go ahead, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. We must continue. Caller on WhatsApp, are you there?
Mazonibe.
Good evening, Naganeku.
Yes, Mazonibe, I'm there.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, Mazonibe. Okay. Good evening, Biafra. Good evening all over the world. Good evening, freedom fighters all over the world. You lovers of freedom. I remember it happens that I'm working as a coordinator of IPOB here in Como, Italy. Yes, my sympathy is going to the family of Israel Okukano for the loss of the mother of our land, the mother of all mother. My sympathy goes to them because we must sympathize with them because it's our mother. It's our mother. We must do the needful to make sure that we do everything the way it's supposed to be in our land. My brothers and sisters, what I want to say this evening, I want to tell everybody to be very, very careful. To be very, very careful now, this present time. Because Fulani, they are nobody. They are nobody. If not that British is struggling to survive, to come to our land, and they found the people that are struggling like them, I don't think this nonsense will be happening. But British meet people that are struggling like them, and they imagine them to continue struggling. But this time, amalgamation has expired. IPOB stand up and say we must go. And Britain that amalgamated us wants to go out from EU. So we ask nobody any apology. We ask nobody. So let everybody stand resolute to what we are doing. And let everybody follow the way. Our leader is saying that we are going back to the root. And the man Onyibe said it now that we are not politicians at all. We are not politicians.
Our fathers never played politics. So they tell you this is the way it's going to be. And that is how it's going to be. They wake up in the morning and they tell you that by a K unko for an Olie, you are the king and you remain the king. We don't play politics, not to talk of doing it on the expense of our people. And so when you see somebody from Biafra land telling you, oh, we are politicians, we are politicarian, you begin to wonder, are you a 419? Only 419 and criminals play politics with Africa and in Africa. Give it to Yoruba. No. That is why they need to do the one nation. Let them play their politics. It's good for them. It's in their DNA. The Fulani want do or die politics. Let them take it and go to our one nation. Finish themselves. It's the politics. Let them play it. But here in Biafra land, we are not political. We don't play politics.
We don't want it. We don't want it. We don't want it at all. Now we are going back to the root, to the will of our ancestors. Our leader have been saying it to the hearing of everybody. Nobody will say that we didn't say. We say. The whole world is hearing it. So let them be warming up because we must emerge, and we already emerged, and we are moving ahead. Mazonibe, did you know that my retaliation to the whole world is 5 embassies in Biafra land?
Did you know that? 5 embassies. That is the what I will use to retaliate
yes,
the whole world.
Even if you say that,
did you understand?
Even if you say that, I must humbly tell you that it's not in your place to do that. Biafrans across the globe will come and decide that. Thank you very much. But I understand what you are saying anyway.
Yes. But that is my own. That is my own say. That is my own opinion. Because these people, they don't want, they continue mentioning migrant. Who is migrant? You understand? You come and you migrate, come to our land and you mess everything up. You come back into your land and start telling us migrant. And you don't want to know why they are migrating like that. They don't want to ask questions. Eh? Why can't they question? Why can't they ask a strong question and seriously mean what they are saying? Eh? What the hell are they thinking they are doing? Eh? So, Onyibe, my retaliation to them is 5 embassies, continent by continent. That is it. I will use it to suffer them. Yes. And the NDG has signed it. Thank you very much, Onyibe. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. My brother, we will continue. Good night from here. Can you hear me, caller, on the line? We are not political. We don't play politics. And that is who we are. Can you hear me, caller, on the line?
I'm hearing you, sir.
Go ahead, please. The word is listening.
I was like what I showed you before. I was the first caller. My name is Emmanuel Nwokoro. I reside at Ibocha. Are you hearing me?
I told you before. I say go ahead. The whole world is listening.
Okay, thank you.
Don't bother to know whether I'm hearing or not. Go ahead.
Okay. I still want to thank about Mazen Nandekalo, how he lost his mother and he's still pressing on, and courageous man he is. I still want to thank God on his behalf. I still want to thank Onyibe you. I still want to talk Nanya. I want to thank about Kiru Neserian from Romania. I want to thank Masu Mofo. I'm praying that Kabiyama will still hold you on so that they will actualize our nation, Biafra, be restored. So, I'm thinking. So, by the grace of God, I still want you to people continue. We are behind you. We are praying for you. We are asking that God of heaven will lead us to the promised land. Thank you, and God bless you. My regards to Nandekalo. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And hopefully this is where we will be signing off on this very segment. I will be back in about 1 hour time, so don't go anywhere. 1 or 2 issues to attend to. Biafrans remain focused. Nobody can deceive us. No Niger Delta presidency, Igbo presidency, Abo presidency, no presidency. All we want is Biafra. And Biafra, we shall get. Ndewono. Ndewono.
I wanna talk about a man who loves Biafra. I wanna talk about a man who is a hero. I wanna talk about a man who has Biafra at heart. Nnamdi Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu, I can see you, you are a godsend. Nnamdi Kanu, you are a hero to our world. You made a footstep, you are a great man. You did a great work, you made a full speech, you are a great man. Oh, double keep on. Nnamdi Kanu, you are the one. You read history like a man. Nnamdi Kanu, you are the one. You broke history like a man. Nnamdi Kanu, you are the one we are talking about. You are the hero of our land. You made us to understand the history of the world. You made us to understand you are leader. I want to know you. You are a strong man. I want to know you. You are a strong man. One man's sport over all. One man's sport all over the world. Biafra man, the lion who is in the Zion. Nnamdi Kanu, you are the one. When I hear your voice, it makes me stronger. Yeah. When I hear your voice, I see the enemies trembling. Yeah. When I hear your voice, I see the Biafra stronger. The people in the Zion, everybody raise your hands for the hero. Yeah. Nnamdi Kanu, you are a good sense to learn. You set the trap, the zoo for inside it. You set the trap, you had emotion. You rise your voice, yeah, you say it so strong. When you speak out loud, the outside is confused. The Yoruba man is confused. The zoo is in confusion. You are a true Biafran son. When I look at you, I see the miracle you. Nnamdi Kanu, I see the spirit of death in you. Move on, move on, move on. We are right beside you. We are in your left and your right and in your back and in your front. We are with you, our brother. Cause you make us stronger. Have you seen a Biafra? The true son of Biafra. He is a true hero. Speaking to the nations, America stood up, Europe stood up, Asia stood up, Africa, they are standing. Everybody is standing for one man, a man of true passion. Odogu, Jelenilu. Odogu, Jelenilu. There is no more going back. We are here to stay. No more challenge, no more debates with facts and figures. They are destroyed. I can see the Hausa man cannot stand again. I can see the Yoruba man, he cannot stand again. You separated the seed from the chaff. Nnamdi Kanu, you are the one. IPOB, they salute you. We salute a hero. We salute a hero. Biafrans round the world. It is time for our freedom. I said, this is our season. This is our time. Freedom, freedom, freedom to Biafra. Freedom, 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 freedom. We are unstoppable.